What's up, guys? It is almost 1 in the morning. I wasn't gonna go on a run tonight, but here I am. Can't find the damn charger to my earbuds, so we got the old Skull Crushers. But you can probably notice I don't have a vest on tonight. I mostly do my runs with my vest, but I'm just curious to see where my pace is at without the vest, so just gonna switch it up a little bit tonight. I'm not gonna go on a super far run. I'm so fucking tired. I've been waking up way earlier in the day, which is good, but man, I'm beat right now. I've been up since 8 o'clock in the morning, and so we are probably just gonna do a couple miles, probably 2 miles, nothing crazy. Just feeling like a fat ass today, so I gotta get some movement in. But yeah, we're gonna go on a little run. Probably check in with you guys about halfway in, and you'll definitely get a little bit of yapping at the end. So stay tuned for that. I know you guys are super excited about that, but yeah, like I said, just gonna go a couple miles, just still gonna get it in, but not super crazy tonight, guys. So yeah. That was a little bit humbling. I didn't have much quicker of a pace without my vest. Granted, it's almost 1 a.m. I've been up since 8 a.m. I normally wake up a lot later in the day and usually go on a run right after work on an empty stomach. And so, yeah, today was not that. I ate about 45 minutes ago, and man, it fucking sucks so bad going on a run with food in your stomach. It is something I avoid at all costs. I wasn't going to go on a run today. In general, I've been in my head a lot, guys. I really do enjoy making these videos. It feels like I have a much higher purpose when I'm working out, when I'm holding myself accountable, right? It feels like I have a, higher responsibility. And so it's not what I've been in my head about. It's more what I want to do long term, right? I know I talked about, I think it was like the 5th video I uploaded, and I talked to you guys about how close I was to joining the Army. I mean, it's probably as close as most people can get. I lost so much weight. I got all the way down to, I was at 440 pounds. I got all the way down to 202 pounds is what I weighed in at MEPS. I got clean off weed. I pissed clean for my recruiter. Went in. MEPS went great. I signed my contract. I swore in. I had my ship date. I was still putting in that work. And then almost 2 weeks before I was supposed to ship, I got a call from one of the, I think it was the master sergeant. He told me that my piss came back hot at MEPS. I needed to retest. And that was a brutal moment for me, guys. I was getting a lot of resistance from family members about joining, and I was praying a lot at the time, and just kind of giving it to God at that point and letting him just have his will in it, and just if it was not what I was supposed to do, then he would stop it. And having my piss come back hot was just weird, because part of me was like, oh, maybe this is a sign, and then another part of me is like, well, maybe I wasn't super upfront with how much weed I was smoking. So I went through and jumped through all these fucking hoops to, get everything I needed to do, get my letters and all this stuff, and it was just months and months and months of getting nowhere. And I got a call back from the union to go be an equipment operator, and that's what I ended up doing. Decided I didn't want to do that, and it fucking sucked. It was It was exhausting, guys. I was single at the time. I was very active in my church. I was very active in the gym, and the amount of work that I got put on, it sucked, man. I had these super long days. I was doing 12 to 15 hour days, 5 to 6 days a week. I was going to school one of those days for the union, and it fucking sucked, man. I burnt out. I yeah, I've just been in my head a lot recently, guys, thinking about, what I want to do long term, and considering joining the military a lot. I remember when I first went in to join the Army, I didn't even have my GED. I had to go through the process of getting my GED, and obviously I dropped out of high school, and it fucking sucked, right? It didn't qualify me for a sign-on bonus for a lot of the MOSs I wanted. I kind of just took what was best, and maybe it was for the best. I am definitely, my only options to, not have a GED hold me back and joining the military is to get college credits. And so, regardless if I do pursue that, I'm enrolled in classes this spring, and so just trying to keep my options open, guys. It's very overwhelming. I talked to my wife about it today, and it's just some hard shit, guys. I bounced around from job to job in my early 20s, and I'm going to be 26 next month, closer to 30 than 20 at this point. It's kind of crazy to think about, and me and my wife definitely want to have kids, and I definitely don't feel like, anybody's really ready for a kid, but I told my wife I definitely want to have, a space for that kid, and I want to at least be starting a career somewhere, not working a job as a cook or shit like that. And I'm not hating on anybody else that does that. It's just not what I want to do. I want to be able to be somewhere stable for the rest of my life, and to be able to, give my future kids a platform to, explore and be the person they want to be. And so I don't want, money being a, deciding factor in that or a limiting factor in that. So shit is overwhelming, guys. I really do like making these videos, but it's hard, man. It's really hard putting this effort in. I'm putting that work just so that, the bills can be paid, and food can be on the table. But it is, yeah, it is rough, guys. I, working this job that I fucking hate, trying to find a better job. I am getting myself back into a better shape. I'm also, making these videos for you guys, and I'm now enrolling in school. I'm really considering the fire academy as well, but that is more intimidating to me than joining the military, because the fire academy here in Vegas is a very competitive field to get into. There's guys that are trying for years and years to get into the fire academy, and it's hard, The idea of being in the service of others for a career is definitely up my alley, right? It's definitely where I want to be. And so, from what I've heard, being a firefighter and the schedule that these guys have, and the security, the benefits, the community, and the brotherhood they have is definitely something I'm looking for. I think that's why the military and firefighter academy both are very appealing to me, because, it's kind of shit I want to be a part of, I definitely am just all over the place in my head, guys. This run was last minute, and it fucking wasn't a great run, but I still got up and moved my ass, and so I think that that's what matters, and I'm happy that I did do it. I probably will sleep a little bit better tonight, but yeah, guys, I know I'm just fucking sitting here ranting and venting to you guys, but I guess my whole point is sometimes people make this stuff seem like it shouldn't be as hard as it is, or people downplay the struggle that it is to be happy and healthy and successful, but it's a fucking struggle, man. I know some people probably have it easier than me, and I know there's definitely people that have it harder than me, but you guys are just getting the raw, unfiltered meat, That's just how I am. I don't give a fuck. I've been laughed at and beat on for such a large part of my life that some fucking hater on the internet is gonna do fuck all for me. Like I could care less. Like that shit don't bother me no more. But I yeah, I want to encourage you guys to um reflect on where you're at in your life, and this might not be you needing to self-reflect on your job or maybe your health, but maybe in some area in your life you have kind of been negligent to it, and maybe you're suffering the repercussions of that negligence, right, of that lack of effort. And I would encourage you guys to always dig deeper. you know as much as it sucks that I haven't stayed with one company, i'm I'm really glad that I've never allowed a job to hold me down. And I've had a lot of negative comments from people about this kind of stuff, like, oh, Brandon can't hold the job, and, he's always bouncing around. And some advice my father gave me was, like, a job isn't worth your happiness, right? Like, don't, don't set yourself up to be stuck somewhere that you're miserable. And I think I've had the privilege of not being, forced for a job. I think being on my own with my wife and, just being married now, it's a little bit different, right? I can't just, I'm not living with my mom. I can't just quit my job. Like, but what I do know, guys, is when there's a will, there's a way. And this shit is not pretty. This shit is fucking ugly. It's gonna take you into a place of discomfort. It's gonna take everything you got. If you really want to be that person that you daydream about being, if you want to live in that house, if you want to drive that car, you want to have that wife, or you want to travel, or you want that body, whatever it is that you guys desire deep down, let me tell you something. If you're not willing to give whatever the fuck it takes, if you're not willing to give everything, I don't know what to tell you, because that that shit is gonna take everything you got, and then some. It's an ugly process, guys. But let me tell you something. Learn to embrace failure. Learn to embrace this suck. Learn to love it. As cliche as it sounds, when I say learn to love it and embrace this suck, I mean, that's just the reality of it. You can do so much damage feeding your brain and your mind with bullshit. You can do so much damage. You can do so much damage with this right here, with what you speak out into the world, what you tell yourself. You can do so much damage. You can make things so much harder than they need to be. But if you just get out of your own way and lose yourself in that work, you're going to open your eyes and be where you want to be. Or at the very least, you're going to be closer to it, right? Like, yeah, none of us can really put a timeline on, oh, it's going to take me 1 year to be exactly where I want to be. I think that learning to love yourself now and love where you're at now is going to set you up for more success, right? Don't find complacency, right? Don't tell yourself, oh, well, I'm happy being fat, or I'm happy being broke, or I'm happy, you know, in my shitty fucking apartment. I'm not saying don't be grateful. What I'm trying to get at is don't allow fear to prevent you from going and doing these things, right? Don't allow that desire to be in constant comfort and sureness to just be your end all be all, right? When you go and you branch out and you go against the grain and you go start living life differently, you're going to face resistance. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be tired. You're going to be scared. But let me tell you something. All that shit, it's noise, guys. It's noise, but if you allow it to be more than that, it can go as big as you want, right? Your problems and your struggles can be as hard and as much of your life as you want them to be. Or it can just be one of the punches you're rolling through, right? Like, shit's up to you guys. Like, it's not gonna get easier, right? If anything, life gets fucking harder, right? As you get older, your body ages, you know, you got fucking more responsibility. Like, shit gets harder. So I would encourage you guys to get stronger, right? That's ultimately what it's going to take. You guys got to get stronger and get after it. I mean, fuck. I really don't know what else to say. But we're going to, for the time being, we're going to just keep making these videos and keep putting in the work. And there's really not much more to it than that. I really have been debating about taking a stronger focus on doing Instagram and shorts and reels and that kind of thing. It's been really hard to find extra time in the day. It's not impossible. I'm not bitching to you guys, but you know, it's definitely a sacrifice to make these videos, but I do enjoy it, you know. But I do think that I might be able to find, especially as somebody who's just starting out, might be able to find a little bit, might be able to cover a little bit more ground by doing uh, short content, right? Like reels and TikTok and shorts, like that kind of stuff. I really do want to branch out. I really love cooking, and I've made one cooking video, and you know, it did great, and I thought it was good, and people definitely seem to enjoy it. But shit takes a lot of time. It takes effort. It takes money, right? I mean, I really don't eat great. I mean, I eat a bunch of fucking chicken and eggs, man. I don't really cook anything crazy. I don't really have the luxury of that right now. But yeah. For the time being, we're going to keep making the YouTube videos. I've been very negligent on my Instagram and whatnot, but I'm going to try to put time and attention and effort to both of these things, but possibility that I might transition into doing, you know, Instagram and shorts and that kind of stuff, and possibly picking back up the YouTube later on, right? But yeah, just a little bit of what's going on in my brain tonight. I know it's a longer video. Usually the run videos aren't super long, but I'm an unpredictable kind of guy. Never know my next move. But yeah, I love you guys. Stay getting after it, man. Don't be too hard on yourself, right? If this shit feels scary, it feels daunting, it feels overwhelming, just know that this shit's overwhelming for me too, man. It's scary for me too. I'm fucking tired each and every day. I'm unsure each and every day. I have my fears, I have my anxieties, but I know that when I find myself being consistent and doing the things I know how to do, that it makes those things way easier to deal with and manage. And so I encourage you guys to get up off your fucking ass and get it in. Like, come on. Love you guys. We will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Something like that. Stay safe, guys. Don't be